Hello, my name is Jack Dulles, and today we're going to bring you a 3G half-inch plate with 7018 with a backing strip. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our half-inch plate. We're going to clean it all up like you see here, prep it on the front and back. Make sure you get rid of all your dross and make sure you clean up all your mill scale, get it nice and clean. Also make sure your backing strip has been cleaned, all nice and shiny. So have all your pieces all clean and prepped and ready to go. And then what we'll do is we'll tack it up. I've went ahead and tacked one up here for you. But you make sure you got your 1/4 inch gap in between. That's the gap I like to run. You may like to run a little bit bigger. That's entirely up to you. But I run a 1/4 inch gap in between. I've went ahead and tacked it up. I've tacked it on the back sides. Make sure everything was nice. Got a nice good fit up. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run this. Before I start, I'm going to tell you I'm going to run on DC positive with 7018, 1/8 rods. We're going to run it anywhere from about 110 to 120 amps in the vertical position. So that means we're going to run it from bottom to top. We're going to overlap from left to right, and we're going to make it look good. So if you're ready, let's do some welding. Okay, so once again, let's just make sure we've covered our bases here. I've cleaned the plate back about a 1/2 inch back on the plate, made sure it was all nice and clean. I've cleaned my bevels, got them all nice and shiny. Like I say, I've also cleaned my backing strip back here, made sure it was all nice and clean. I've got a 1/4 inch gap in there, so I take a 1/8 rod, I lay it in there. You can see that's almost a little 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit wider, but I think it's in good shape. So that's about the gap I like to run. You might run a little heavier, a little wider. That's entirely up to you, but I make sure that I got at least a good gap in there so I can get good tie-ins and burn-ins to my beveled edges and into the backing strip. Okay, and so once again, we're gonna run it from bottom to the top. When I run my first bead here, I'm just going to do a little oscillation, a little side to side, making sure I burn into my toe lines, my bevel plate, and my backing strip nice and smooth. Once again, we're running it at about 110 to 115 with a 1/8 7018 on DC positive. All right, so I think we're all set up, and let's start running. All right. Ready? Watch your eyes. Just keeping that arc nice and tight, keep it in there. Just take your time with it, watch that puddle burn into both sides, making sure it's tying in. Just take your time. Try not to bury the rod into the metal. Just keep it slightly off, but keep it a nice tight arc length. Okay, so we got our first pass in there. Let's go ahead and clean it up just a little bit here. Okay, so we got a nice little clean bead in there. I'm gonna go ahead, as you can tell, I didn't make it all the way, so I'm gonna make a tie-in. How do you make a tie-in? Well, it's called a J technique. It's probably one of the easier ones to learn. Literally, I'm going to draw a J. So what you do, every time you strike a 7018 rod, you're going to have a little bit of porosity there. So you always want to strike up ahead and come down and make your tie-in. So what I'll do is I'll strike up ahead. I'll use this end so you can see a little bit better. I'll strike up, since I'm right-handed, I'm going to draw my J to the inside. So I'll strike up just slightly ahead. I'll come down. I'll draw me a little J in here, and then I'll keep it going right on back up. So you want to make sure you just keep it nice and tight, strike up ahead, because where you strike a 7018, there's going to be a little porosity there. Strike up ahead, come down, make your tie-in, and then burn back through where that porosity is, all right? Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Got a little gap in there. It's wanting to try to eat away at the side. Like I say, make sure you use that runoff tab. Make sure you run it on up. That way it gives you some metal there as you go to put your cap on. You know, you'll have some nice metal in there. Let it cool. There you go. Come on. Well, that slag wants to hide on me in there. I'll get it out. Okay, got some nice little smooth beads going on. Got a little slag hiding up here on the top, but it's okay. I'll get that out. Okay. All right, so we got our first pass in there. Now we're gonna run some multi-passes, okay? So when I run my passes here, what I wanna do is I'm gonna start from my left to my right. I'm gonna work them from my left side to my right side. Since I'm right-handed, I like to stack them from my left to my right. So we're gonna come in, we're gonna run straight stringer beads. I'm gonna come right up, burn right on the toe line here. They call these your toe lines of your weld. I'm gonna burn right on the toe line here with a slight angle in at the bevel. I'm just gonna run it right on up, nice and smooth. I'm gonna cover up at least half of this number 1 bead, and then the second pass I'll come over here to the right side. And same concept, I'm gonna run it on the toe line, and I'll cover up the other half of the bead, and hopefully we'll get some nice smooth beads in there, okay? Here we go. We had just enough to make it. Woohoo! Okay. So clean your slag off here. Once again, I'm going to run this without using any power tools. I wanted to show you this one. I've had some questions about, sometimes you can run them with power tools and sometimes you can't. I have ran this one before with some power tools, and so I wanted to show you no power tools. It's just going to be a file and a wire brush, okay? Like I say, make sure you're getting all your slag out. If you got a little couple of pockets in there, take your time with that file. You can scrape it, you can get them out of there usually. Just got a little spot right there with a little bit undercut. A little bit of slag hiding in there. All right, Next pass, well, like I said, we just ran it from the left. Now we're gonna move over. We're gonna burn it right here in our toe lines, okay? Nice and smooth. Right up in here, have a slight angle at it towards our bevel. We're gonna tie into this bead and to our bevel plate here, right up the groove here. Okay? Here we go. Oh, sometimes it happens. Good. I wanted to take a stop there just to show you another tie-in. I wanted to show you because if you're running on bigger plate, or let's say that you're out in the field and you have to run a very long piece, you know, maybe it's a 12-foot from the ground to the ceiling, whatever the situation is, you know, you're going to have to make stops. You're going to have to make tie-ins. So I want to take this chance here just to stop a little early, show you how to make another tie-in again, and we're going to continue on. If you were running this on, you know, inch plate or maybe it's on 3-inch plate, whatever the case may be, you know, you're gonna have to run multi-passes here. So I'm showing you on 1/2 inch. I know some of you may want to see 1 inch or so. Like I say, it's the same thing. It's just the same overlapping beads, same concept, just stacking beads in there, whether it be 1-inch plate, 3-inch plate, whatever the case may be. Okay. All right. Let's make another tie-in. Once again, we're going to do a J technique. Strike up just slightly ahead, come down, draw us a little J in there, and continue on up the weld. All right. Here we go. Okay. Give that a second to cool down. Okay. Okay, so we've got a couple beads in there. So now we're just going to continue to keep running our beads and stacking our beads. Once again, we're going to start back over on the left, running the beads right up on our toe line here, getting it to fill in nice and even, nice and smooth, and we'll slowly start stacking our beads across the plate until we get it filled up and get it capped off. So bear with me here. We're going to run a few rods and get this thing filled up, and then, like I say, I'll talk to you about the cap. So here we go. Okay. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in, run our bead right here in the middle. Put the rod here where you can see it. Okay, we already ran this one here, so now we're going to come in, we're going to overlap here half of this one, come right up the middle, keep a nice tight arc length, all the way up, make sure it's blending in nice and smooth all the way through, okay? Here we go. Okay. Okay, as you can see, as we're running these, you can see what's happening just a little bit is that, you know, down here at the bottom, it's a little lower. Up here on top is getting filled up a little bit. So what's happening is, you know, I need to adjust. I need to realize what's going on here and start making my adjustments now before it gets filled up. So I'm going to have to slow down a little bit down here at the bottom to get it filled up a little bit more. And then I'm going to have to speed up a little bit up here at the top because it's wanting to fill up a little faster. So as you're going through this, you need to recognize what's happening, make those adjustments so where you can get it all filled up nice and flush. Here we go. Had a little wobble at the top up there. It's okay. All right, a couple little spots right here. Nothing major, just a little slag hiding right there on the side. All right, let's keep going. Let's run some more fill passes. All right, eyeballs. Okay. Okay, get one in the middle here. I'm gonna run this one right up the middle. Okay. Here we go. We're getting there, folks. Hang in there. Okay, got one more pass to get in here so we can get it filled up. All right, there we go. A little bump up there. You know, it looks pretty good. Not too bad. We got a little filled up right there at the top, but it's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and put our cap on. Same concept. We're still gonna be running them from overlapping them from left and right. You know, I'm gonna hold my rod here on this toe line, and I'm gonna watch it fill up and cover up my beveled edge. You don't want to take your rod outside the beveled edge. If you have it outside the beveled edge, you're going to end up with a lot of undercut. You're also going to make the bead a lot wider than what it needs to be. So try to stay right inside the groove the whole time and watch the metal fill up and overrun the beveled edge. All right. Here we go. Okay, not bad. Just got a few more beads to run here. Once again, we're going to come in right here, overlap them from left to right, right on up the plate. Here we go. Sorry there, buddy. I didn't get you, did I? A lot of times I would use a wire wheel, you know, kind of wire wheel it just to speed up the process. But like I say, I wanted to show you just a file and just a wire brush. Okay, we're almost there. We got 2 more rods to go. Next one, right here on the toe line, just like we did the one before and the one before that. Right on the toe line, straight on up, overlapping the bead, all the way on up. Okay? Here we go, we're almost done. Oh. Okay, not too bad. Last bead, we're gonna bring it over here, cover up this beveled edge here. So I'm gonna hold it right like so, right in the groove kind of, if you will, right there. Making sure I tie into this bead and cover up the beveled edge, right on up the plate. Okay. Here we go. Okay. All right, so we have now completed a 3G half-inch plate with a backing strip with 1/8 70/18s. Like I said, we ran it on DC positive. We ran it at 110 to 115 on the amperage. Like I said, it's all stringer beads, all done with no power tools, only done with a file and a wire brush. And you can see we've completed it here. So I hope you learned something today. I hope you liked the video. If you have questions or concerns, please reach out to Tulsa Welding School. We'll be glad to help you. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you for watching our video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something today. If you would like to get some more tips and tricks and become a better welder, then subscribe to our channel. And if you would like to learn even more right now, then click on our link. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.